Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So as you can see, the Valentine Seasonal started today. So let's get this party started.
I know what you're thinking. The Star Sapphires are at it again, forcing love on everyone in the city with no regard for much else. But they're actually here to help. They're trying to make amends for what happened during the war, and are making an effort to rekindle the love lost in the city from all that's happened to it. Unfortunately, Mr. Freeze saw what the crystals were capable of, and has hatched a plan to bring his wife Nora back using Xamarin crystals. What he doesn't understand is that these crystals' powers can't be harnessed that way. It'll cause an exothermic reaction that could destroy Gotham itself. We've got to reason with him, and if he won't see reason, stop him anyway.
Been a while since I recorded in the Watchtower. So let us go to the House of Legends. Let's go to the map menu, to the warp menu. If you're not sure where you need to go for the Valentine Seasonal, it's quite simple. You can see that little thing here, Loves Conquer All. Go there right now. So here you can see it brings us to the House of Legends. If you take the warp to the House of Legends, it's pretty much the same thing. So you can see for the hero side, there's our friend Hal Jordan. And just on the other side over here, there's the evil, oh actually it's Mr. Freeze. Not sure why I thought Sinestro. Nah, too many seasonals. So let us talk to Hal Jordan to get the whole thing started.
Mr. Freeze and his goons are interfering with the Star Sapphires and risking the safety of Gotham City. Head there and assist the Star Sapphires in any way you can.
So if we go to our journal, I guess I completed the race last year, and I did not collect the reward, so let's do that right now. Probably still have a few hearts from last year. 43 hearts from last year. I already made a video about the new rewards this year, but here you can see the new rewards for 2023. So we have the wet paint material, we have the Love Struck painter style, we have some painting related base items, and that's pretty much it for this year. If we were hoping for more Star Sapphire related items like the Impassionate Chromo Pack or the Impassionate material, sadly it would seem that last year was the year for you. Like last year, we had the Star Sapphire symbol accessory. I wish they give us the other lantern cores, but we thought we might get the orange lantern at Christmas, and somehow it did not happen. And there should be a mission for the vault as well. Oh, I think I already took the mission for the vault. Oh, no, that is actually the race. So if we go to the on-duty menu, you should see a tab for the Valentine's event. So here we have the 4-player mission. I could have sworn that we had the vault. I guess not. So even though I'm already loot locked for the race, let us start with the race anyway. So let's take the portal over here. It'll take you straight to Metropolis. So once you go to Metropolis, it'll take you to the race over here. You can also pick up the mission over here if you want to. So let us start by playing the race. So even though we are loot locked, as you saw, you could unlock the mission with 12 replay badges. We're not going to do that. We have to wait 23 seconds.
5, 4,
so almost there.
3,
Stay on target.
1, go.
So here you cannot go into supersonic speed. What you have to do is that you have to grab those little hearts. Some of those little hearts will make you go faster. And some of those hearts, like the ones I just picked up, usually they will slow down your opponents, your adversaries. But these should make me go a bit faster. So ideally you try to slow down your adversaries, you try to pick up some speed. Although you don't really have to slow down other people, because it doesn't matter if you slow them down or not. The important part is that you can get the best time possible when doing this race. No, I completely missed the hearts. It happens. My bad. So I guess they wanted to put a bit of competition, which is not a bad thing in itself. Sadly, there's people sometimes who go a little too far when it comes to competing against other people. I'm sure you've seen missions where sometimes the DPS, instead of trying to complete the mission, sometimes some DPSs will compete to be the guy who does the most damage. Not sure why. There's always a tiny bit of lag right there during that part of the race. Oh well, too bad, so sad. It happens. So sadly, sometimes people would compete to the point where they try so much to be the one who does the most damage that they end up not helping the group. This is the dark side of competing. Oh, my best time was 130. Oh, 151. Yeah. So not nowhere near my best time. It doesn't really matter. So now let us go to Gotham. I can't explain it. Whenever we have one of those seasonals, I usually play those seasonal close to the amusement mile. I guess this is where I know pretty much where the objectives are the most.
Resist their wiles.
I'm gonna make a mixtape when I get home.
And you'll notice you only do 1 point of damage to your opponents.
Don't let their love rub off
So
on
it
you.
doesn't really matter if you're in a controller role or DPS role. Like in this case here, I'm in DPS role. I'm in controller role. Normally, I would switch to DPS, but that doesn't really matter. Although if you play the 4-player
I
mission,
should fight for her love.
I would suggest that you switch to DPS. Sometimes people get not too happy
crystal's power is
if you play the 4-player mission as a controller. Usually people want to have as much burn as possible.
I'm gonna read her a poem before
Fight them off! Keep them away!
Quick, snatch the crystal! I really should do more for her.
So just one more. Usually there's one over here. Oh, there it is.
Those crystals look powerful.
Today you may have to compete against other players. Usually the first few days, everyone wants to play the seasonal. Although people were not too happy about the new rewards. So I've seen I've seen some people already who sadly they're going to pass on the seasonal. So now if we go to the on duty menu, so Valentine's event. So now we can play the 4-player mission. So let us do that right now. Today should be quick enough. A lot of people should be playing the event, but you never know. We have one tank. Let's switch back to DPS. If I really need to, I'll switch back to controller
There are
into the
enough crystals
mission.
here to level the city. We have to take down Freeze and destroy this technology before it's too late. Let's go.
Way back
You're going to
when,
regret ever coming in here. I've already begun upgrading. In fact, let me show you my progress.
so on the hero side you end up fighting the evil Mr. Freeze. On the villain side you end up fighting Carl Ferris. And fighting Mr. Freeze, at least way back when,
Destroy it.
was much tougher than Carl Ferris. I don't know if that's still the case. I guess we'll find out right now. Normally for Mr. Freeze, what we used to do way back when was we would take Mr. Freeze all over there to the stairs over there. It would make him a bit more easier to defeat away from those generators. Oh,
No, this was Nora's best chance.
Well, now that you've cooled off Mr. Freeze, the Star Sapphires can get back to bringing a little joy to the city. Thanks, pal. I know Carol will appreciate it.
well, let's see
I'm
if we have.
impressed. You really are an ally of love. I'll take these crystals back to Zamaron where they'll be safe.
So we can go. Oh, we got enough to purchase the material. So let us do that right now. I did make a video already showing the new vendor, the new items, and even showing the new styles. I'll put a link to that video in the description down below. But let us consume our wet paint material. Oh, and it gave us a feat. So if we go to the material tab, holy crap, we're gonna have to scroll way down to get to the wet paint. And once you start having a lot of materials, it becomes a bit of a pain in the butt. Let us switch to our controller style. So this is the wet paint material. I have to admit, I like it a lot. It's probably the best item we got this year, and it might allow us to be able to bypass. There's a lot of styles in the game that have some built-in textures that are not so awesome. So this would allow us to bypass some of those restrictions. Although there is a, you might see there's a sort of wet paint leaking effect on the material. I wish we had material like that without that effect. Maybe someday. For example, the cybernetic style would be a good example of that. Like here you can see there's a lot of built-in texture within the cybernetic style, but with the material, it would allow us to be able to bypass that restriction. Although we do lose the middle part. No, usually the middle part is shiny, but not with the material. I could have sworn we had the vault with this event, but I could be misremembering. I'm probably thinking of another event. Although there is one more mission I could show you. So after talking to Hal Jordan, we are going to go to Gotham. Oh, love will find a way. If this is your first time with the Valentine Seasonal, you should have that little thingy here. So let us complete it. So normally what this does is that it does give you feats from the very first Valentine Seasonal. Basically way back when we had the Valentine Seasonal, but then there was some issue with the Seasonal, so the Seasonal was removed for a while. And what would happen then is that people would, when they would log in, they would get the feats automatically during the Valentine Seasonal. But then they created a new version of the Valentine Seasonal. So but you still get defeat from the old Valentine Seasonal when we get the new Valentine Seasonal. It's a bit convoluted. I hope it made some sense. So let us go to Gotham. It seems I've already played this mission before. But anyways, so the very first time you play the Valentine Seasonal, there is a mission you can get from Mera. Basically, Mera will give you a mission. You will have to... the objective should still be there. You will have to find those little seahorses over here. There's like a dozen of them spread throughout Gotham. And once you find those little seahorses, Mera will give you a reward. Sadly, the mission that Mera gives you, you can play that mission only once. So if you never did speak to your friend Mera, do so, and once you complete her mission, she will give you a nice reward. So there you go guys, so the Valentine Seasonal is finally here. So for those of you who are waiting and waiting for the Valentine Seasonal, the time is now. Sadly, that also means that the anniversary event is gone. If you missed out on the anniversary event, don't worry, the event will come back next year. Also, a question I often get is, will the Flash costume come back next year? The answer is yes. And will the Flash ring also come back next year? The answer is also yes. So the Valentine Seasonal started today, and there should be also the St. Patrick's Seasonal just around the corner. I assume that right after the Valentine Seasonal, we will get the St. Patrick's Seasonal. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I should have made the video about the St. Patrick's Seasonal rewards already. I guess I'll have to do that next time.